Page 9 of the Fractious Tome. It's all about holes. So, what are holes and how are they found? Holes are also known as removable discontinuities. A hole is a break in the function that can be filled in with a point. So if you're given a graph, you would just graph it and then there would be just some kind of small point that's not filled in somewhere on the curve. They are found when factors with variables cancel out in the numerator and the denominator. So for example, if we had x plus 1 over x plus 1, those cancel. You're left with 1, but there's a hole there. When you set the thing you canceled equal to 0. So x would equal -1. That would be the hole. And the point for the hole would be -1, 1. This would be the point of the hole. Let's do a brief factoring review. Calculate menu 333 on the TI Nspire. And then you put comma x to find the factors of a given expression. Like if you're given this, you could press menu 333, type this in, comma x, and then it will give you your factors. So if you're given the zeros, -2/3 is 0, you would have x plus 2/3 and x minus 0. Well, x minus 0 is just x, and then you always want to slide the denominators to the front, so they have 3x plus 2. So those are your factors. For this one, we have -15x to the 4th minus 40x to the 3rd. We want to factor out the greatest common factor here. So we know that there's 3 x's we could take out. So we have -15x minus 40. We could take out a -1 to get 15x plus 40. And then it looks like we could also divide out 5. 15x divided by 5 is 3x, and 40 divided by 5 is 8. So this whole thing is the GCF. The GCF is -5x cubed. And then this is what goes on the inside of the parentheses. So your factored form of this would be -5x cubed, parentheses 3x plus 8. And then there's also the Xbox method. If you're given this expression 6x squared plus 15x minus 21, there is a greatest common factor that's here. It's 3. So we divide out 3 from each of these. We get 6 divided by 3 is 2, 15 divided by 3 is 5, and -21 divided by 3 is -7. So we're going to do A times C up here. 2 times -7 is -14. B goes down here, that's 5. We will find two numbers that multiply to give you -14 and add to give you 5. If you're not sure, you could list your factor pairs of 14 here. It's negative, so we are going to find a difference here. 14 minus 1 is 13. That's not what we're looking for. 7 minus 2 is 5. That's the one that works. So in this first box, we are going to put 2x squared. We take the a and then we put x squared. And then in this last box, we're going to put c, which is -7. And then we're going to put these two numbers on the other boxes. So plus 7x and minus 2x. Now we want to take out the greatest common factor of each of these rows and columns. The GCF of these two, they both share an x and they also both have a 2. 2x. These two have a 7. They both share 7. These two right here, they don't share a number besides 1, but they do share an x. And then the last one, it has -1. We put a negative there since the first one's sign is negative. So those are our factors, and then the GCF goes in the front of that. So it'd be 3 parentheses 2x plus 7 and 1x minus 1. So that is your factored form. So you could use the X box method, or you could use the slide and divide X method. Remember, to do that, you would just divide these by A, which is 2, simplify, and then slide the denominators to the front. All right, let's do a couple of these. Name the wholes of the following functions. You will factor them first and then set them equal to 0. Let's do number 2. So we have u squared plus 0x minus 4. We'll need that right there. So this is a difference of squares. Remember, the difference of squares is a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. So if u squared was a squared, then a would just be u. So we have u, and then b would be 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. So u plus 2, a u minus 2. And we have that all over u plus 2. What cancels? These. So you will set what you canceled equal to 0. So u would equal negative 2. And you're left with negative 2 minus 2. That'd be negative 4. So your point would be negative 2, comma, negative 4. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do number 5. So we have 2x cubed plus 6x all over 2x times x minus 1. We could factor the top with the GCF. The greatest common factor of 2 and 6 is 2, and the GCF of x cubed and x is x. So divide each of those by 2x. So there you get 1x squared plus 3. So the 2x's cancel, so you have a whole at x equals 0. If you were to plug this in to get the point, 0 plus 3 over 0 minus 1 would be 3 over negative 1. That equals negative 3. So your whole point is 0, comma, negative 3. Okay, do the rest of these problems on this page, and then move on to asymptotes.